1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got eight suggestions. And so, yeah, let's see. Pick a number.
Number 5.
Number 5 is it's from Philip Face, and it's I think I'm saying that right. And his suggestion for us is blueberries.
I love blueberries.
I love blueberries too. They're so good.
They're just like, it's like heaven, or like heaven rained on earth, which it probably did. And then these things grew in a bush. Like, who thought of that? A bush?
It's like, yeah, it's like it rained on earth, and then it rained into your mouth with those blueberries. And it's like, it's the perfect thing, right?
Yes.
Like, it's perfect in a bush.
And they're good for you.
So many antioxidants. So good for you.
What do antioxidants do?
Oh, I mean, I think it's something that helps you with your immune system. It's funny you say that, Jen, because I throw that term around a lot and I don't know what antioxidants is. And you would think, as your nutritionist, I would know what antioxidants are, but well, let's break down the word. Anti is against.
Yep.
And oxidants.
Oxygen.
So maybe it's against, maybe it helps with the flow of other. You know what? Let me Google this. I'm going to Google it while you sit here in my office.
Okay. I have another question, Jeb.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
What are omega-3s? Because you talk about that a lot when you're recommending salmon, and I'm like, yeah, I definitely need omega-3s, but I don't know what those are either.
Well, that I do know what omega-3 are, and antioxidants are. I mean, they're compounds that inhibit oxidation. So, oxidation is chemical reaction that can produce free radicals, thereby leading chain reactions that may damage the cells of organisms. And so, yeah, that's what an antioxidant is. And then omega-3, I mean, it's a type of fatty acid. And it's one of the best ones at fighting, among other things, it fights depression too.
Well, that is why I came here. So, I mean, it wasn't for my body, but like my spirit body.
Yeah, I mean, your body's, you're already taking great care of that.
Stop.
But yeah, I've noticed you have been feeling a little anxious lately, and I think, like, if you take a look at what your diet is, and if you take a look at some of the nutritional values that you're putting into that, you know what they say, your body's a temple, and then your mind is the foyer of the temple.
And then you just have to enter it and get all the mud off your shoes, and then take your shoes off, and then your shoes are soaked. I'm going with the metaphor.
Well,
I love a metaphor.
And as we talked about before, of course, the shoes represent your
my inclination to be walked on by others.
Walked on, exactly. Your inclination to be walked on by other people. And we talked about this before. This is something that I have in common with you, is like, I'm such a people pleaser that I want people to walk over me, but I have to take those shoes off. Yep. In fact, you have to take the shoe, we've talked about this. You have to take the shoes off before you leave your house. Like, it's not you put the shoes on to leave your house. You need to take the shoes off to leave the house. So you're out there saying, hey, everyone, it's me, Jennifer Kincaid, and I'm not going to let you walk over me today. That's the one thing I'm not going to do, is you will not walk over me today. I banish you from my temple. Yes.
I took off my real shoes. It feels symbolic.
Yes, it is. It's symbolic. And I think these are all symbols of just the next steps that you keep going on. Like every step, it's part of that journey that you're going through. And you should be really proud of where you are now.
I am. I mean, when Sally gave me your number, I was like a nutritionist.
Yeah.
I mean, as we've said, I take care of myself. I don't need that. But there's something different in the way that you talk about food, the way you handle it. I mean, I think it's interesting in some ways. You didn't know what an antioxidant was, but that's interesting. That's interesting as a nutritionist. But there's still, it's like a love relationship. It's all spiritual. The things we're putting in these
Yes.
blueberries raining down on
Yeah.
earth. Ugh.
I'm not the biggest fan of science. That's something for me that's been disproved many times. They thought the earth was flat for a long time, and who thought that? Scientists.
Yeah.
And so knowing the details of like what antioxidants are or what omega-3 does, or, when you're there and you're having trouble getting oxygen to your brain, like why that is, that doesn't really concern me. That's not my area of expertise. That is something that can be debated for years. Science is open to debate, and I think all scientists will agree with me that it's open to debate. So like knowing exactly why things do what they do takes away from my philosophy, which is all about having faith. And I think faith is so much more important than actual facts.
Wow. When you were telling me about broccoli salad the other day,
Yes.
really,
Go
and
ahead.
talked about the root vegetables that
Yep.
you added in, and I mean, beets,
Can't be beat. Let it out. Let it out. You're cleaning the temple. You're washing the temple right now, Jennifer. Let it out, because I'm crying there with you. You're not the only one crying right now. I am right there with you.
I
Sometimes
love
I think,
beets.
let
I
it
love
out.
beets.
Scream it. Scream it.
Earth's roots are my roots. Earth's roots are my roots.
Earth's roots are your roots.
We're all connected. And I never knew that until I came to see you, Jeb. Never knew that. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I gotta thank you. You're the one I gotta thank. You're doing it. I'm not doing it. I feel like sometimes I'm a fraud. You're the one who's doing it. I'm doing nothing. Nothing.
Don't you dare say that. You do everything.
No, I'm a phony. I'm a phony.
How dare you? You have changed my life. I see everything so differently now.
No, I can't. I can't. You're doing it. You're doing it. You know what I'm doing? I'm not doing anything. I sit there and I give advice and I give advice, and it's like I should be taking advice.
This morning, I made an omelet and I put sprouts in there. And as I looked at those sprouts,
Yeah.
Jeb planted these sprouts. It was you. You plant seeds in people, and then they grow because you water them. You help us grow this garden. So beautiful. I love the sound of your cry. What can I do for you? What can I do for you?
Jen,
Yes, Jen.
you've already done it for me. You've allowed me to break out of this prison, Today's the day I accept myself for who I am, Jennifer. Today's the day. Thank you.
What are you gonna do to express your self-love today?
I'm gonna go to my clay and I'm gonna make a pot. I have a kiln in my garage and I'm gonna use that kiln and I'm gonna make the pot. And you know what I'm gonna put in that pot from this day forward?
What?
Blueberries to remind me of this. Now let's close our session the way we always close our sessions, by repeating the mantra we chose specifically for you.
Hi.
Hi
There.
there. Scene. Oh, great. That was so much fun.
That was really fun.
It's so silly. I love that. That was really good. And your whole root vegetable thing was so good. I'll be honest, I don't think I've done one of these with anyone who's gotten that emotional before, which is perfect. It's so needed, I think, in this format. So that was great.
I can't not get emotional. I also feel like these people definitely exist.
Oh, 100%. I'm channeling a guy who was my therapist.
Yeah.
So I was just playing him. I was like, oh, I know exactly who this guy is. And so I'm just going to play who he is. And I think during one of our sessions once, he got emotional too. And I was like, huh, that's interesting.
I definitely got that too, because it reminded me of when I was in a session with my therapist. They're like, it's you. You're doing the work. And like, I'm laughing now, but it's such a sweet, tender moment in real life.
Oh, for sure. But you put distance and it's wonderful.
Yes. Yes.
You're so great. And like our friend Michael suggested, he's like, what about, you know what? You should get together with Christina. And I was like, oh, that's a perfect suggestion because you're so fun to play with and you're so good and you're a great teacher as well. And so like, is there a way that people can reach out to you? Like, are you teaching currently or can they follow you on social media?
I'm not, I mean, especially right now, I'm not doing pretty much anything. But I was getting more involved in like the clown LA scene.
Oh, yeah.
So there's not much in San Diego. So unfortunately to say, no,
Well,
I'm not doing anything right now. But I do have an Instagram. It's just not very improv related. So I don't know how relevant it would be. Unless you like cats and nibblings.
Oh, that's great. Is it your name? Is it just they go and it's Christina Perry or is it?
No, it's like my AOL Instant Messenger name from when I was in junior high.
Sweet.
It's Detonate 3210, but it's DETINATE because when I was in junior high, I didn't know it was spelled with an O. But I was like, this is so clever. It's a bomb going off.
You're like, hey everybody, did anybody check out my instant messenger handle?
Because it's clever.
Well, I will direct people there. I'll pass that along. How are you handling, I mean, the situation with what's going on? Like, are there things that you do that bring you joy each day or?
Yeah, so we were talking earlier and I'm exploring yoga right now. That's been really helpful just to stay present in the body and also move the body. And Yeah, I mean, I'm thankfully still working, so I haven't been financially impacted. That's such a blessing, and I'm trying to give back what amount I can, because it's not like I was making a lot to start with, but but like food bank and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I do a lot of weird dancing in my living room. That's for sure.
I replace weird with wonderful.
Yes,
Of
yes.
course.
Good point.
And I think that's great. It's like put on some music that brings you joy and put on some dance around. Like now's the time, man. It's like dance like nobody's watching because no one is watching.
Yeah. And
Oh,
you're
well,
doing painting for years.
yeah, I painted that thing right there, and then I've been doing a lot more, and I kind of like the Jackson Pollock style of just like throwing paint against a canvas, literally. So I've kind of been doing that and getting my hands dirty and just finding these little moments to be like, I'm gonna give myself, I'm gonna schedule. I have to schedule it in now. Like I have to schedule in my lunch because I was like doing at the beginning, I was doing too much because I
Yeah.
was so nervous and anxious. I'm like, I gotta start just filling up my calendar, and it's like, no, I gotta leave time for me to like relax and eat and paint and just do things that aren't focused in one area of my life.
Yeah. What does it feel like when you're making that painting, and like what's the feeling?
Well, I put on a lot of times I put on music and then it's just like the music gets in. So it's kind of an extension of dancing. And
Oh,
then I'll paint it and then I'll look at it and I'll be like, I don't think it's done yet. I don't really have an agenda of what it's going to be. I'm like, I'll try this color. And to be honest, I bought a bunch of paint. And so now I'm just going through the paint until I use up one color. And then I'm like, all right, I guess I got to use this color. But there's something to be said about like because I improvise a lot and not a lot of it up until now had been recorded. So this is something I can do and see. And
mm,
so I'll think of like someone or I'll think of a memory. I'll think of something that'll be kind of start the inspiration. And then I'll just from there go and I'll paint it. And I painted something yesterday and then I didn't like it. So I just painted over it. I'm like, I'm gonna paint and start again. And then the second iteration was a lot better. So I think it's just the action of doing. I think it's just like momentum of like painting or like going for a walk or just if because I know if I slow down and stop, it could really become very overwhelming of what's happening now.
yeah. So embodied practices, that's kind of what I'm hearing.
Yeah, and that's the hardest thing for us to do, for me at least, is like, oh, what would I tell people in a class? Well, then I should listen to that and be like, what would I tell myself? And so, yeah, kind of using these principles now of like improv philosophies and skills and like staying positive and moment to moment, all that stuff is coming really handy in those moments of like, man, I'm really gonna freak out right now. It's like, breathe. And yoga helps that. And like just breathing, just focus on your breathing is a simple tool that is so effective. So
Yeah.
effective.
Yeah. Ah,
Well,
well,
you're the best. It's really great connecting with you. I will, I will talk to you again soon, my friend. Thank you.
thanks for asking me to play. It was fun.
So good. Bye.
Bye.